Today we're going to jump into something pretty fascinating, really. It's about how a joke, just one running gag, can sort of spiral into this whole cultural moment.
Yeah, especially when someone like, Conan O'Brien notices and gives it his stamp of approval.
Exactly.
So our mission here is to really track the journey of this specific comedic bit. We'll look at where it started, how it took off, and maybe what it tells us about, well, humor itself.
And identity, public perception, all that good stuff.
Right.
And we're focusing on Ayo Edebiri from The
Oh.
Bear and this brilliant bit she kept doing.
A bit that Conan absolutely loved.
Yeah, so you're going to hear how this like simple idea just blossomed and what that commitment to the joke really reveals.
Okay, so let's dig in. This famous Irish joke from Ayo Edebiri, where did it actually,
No
start?
question. It wasn't just out of nowhere, right?
No, no.
Ah.
It seems to have kicked off back in March 2023. She's at South by Southwest.
SXSW.
Okay.
So an interview setting.
Yeah, exactly. And she made this comment, kind of playful, kind of deadpan.
And what was the actual joke? The core of it that she kept hitting.
Well, she didn't just say I'm Irish. She got specific.
Oh, yeah.
She claimed she played Jenny the donkey in the Banshees of Inisherin.
Jenny the donkey.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So a very specific, slightly absurd claim about a recent, very Irish film.
Precisely. And she just kept saying it in different contexts with this amazing straight face.
Okay, so that's where Conan comes in.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's a master of the committed bit. What did he think?
He was apparently really taken with it. He talked about her doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down on it.
Which is such a Conan observation. He knows that territory.
He really does. He said, I'm quoting here, there's this crucial point where a joke either becomes like, okay, that's enough. I've done it enough. I should stop. Or you double, triple, and quadruple down on it and refuse to let it go, which you did.
He's basically describing the engine of so much great comedy, that refusal to break character or drop the premise.
Exactly. It stops being just a punchline and becomes this shared reality almost.
And the result of her sticking with it. What was the payoff, according to Conan?
Well, this is the wild part. He said the commitment was so total that the people of Ireland have accepted you as one of their own.
Accepted her.
It's based on the joke.
Seems like it. It went beyond just being funny online. It apparently fostered this genuine, if playful, connection.
Wow. Okay, that's remarkable. And it sets up this amazing contrast with Conan himself, because his relationship with Ireland, as he tells it, is different.
Oh, completely different. Yeah. He leaned right into that contrast, didn't he?
He did. What did he say about his own standing?
He was hilariously self-deprecating. Things like, I am this figure of great shame in Ireland.
Shame. Wow.
And even, I am rightfully loathed by the Irish. Just classic Conan hyperbole, but pointing to a real difference in reception.
And he brought Boston into it too, right? Since they're both from there.
Yes, that was the perfect kicker. He pointed out that Ayo gets a day in Boston and you are revered by the Irish people. While he, Conan O'Brien, arguably Boston Irish royalty.
He has never received a day in Boston himself. It really highlights how uniquely this joke landed for her.
It's brilliant comedic framing on his part. So, okay, let's get into the why. How does a joke like this, based on a sort of lie, achieve that? Ayo herself talked about her humor philosophy, right?
She did, yeah. She gave some insight. She said something like, my favorite type of joke, low-key, might be a lie.
A lie. Interesting.
Yeah, and then she added, like a something where it's almost not even funny, it's mostly just funny to me.
Okay, that's fascinating. So it starts from this very internal place of amusement, almost like an inside joke with herself.
Seems that way. It wasn't necessarily designed for mass appeal initially, maybe just something that tickled her own sense of absurdity.
Which poses a really interesting question for you listening. What does this tell us about how humor works? How can something so personal, almost an anti-joke in a way, catch on so widely?
Well, I think it speaks to the power of commitment and persona. When someone delivers something absurd with such conviction, like Ayo did, people get drawn in.
They become part of the bit, maybe.
Exactly. It's not just the lie itself that's funny anymore. It's the shared experience of maintaining it, of being in on this slightly surreal premise. It builds a connection.
It moves from being just her joke to being our joke, in a sense.
Precisely. It transcends the original intent, potentially.
And even with Conan joking about being loathed in Ireland, Ayo had a nice little response for him, didn't she?
She did, yeah. It was quite sweet, actually. She just told him very genuinely, it seemed, I think your day could come.
Huh, that's lovely. Maybe there's hope for Conan's Boston Day yet.
Maybe so. But yeah, wrapping this up, thinking bigger picture, This whole Ayo Edebiri Irish saga, it's kind of a perfect little case study.
In what way?
It shows how, a simple comedic idea, if you really commit to it, can go places you'd never expect. It reshaped perceptions, created these odd cultural links.
It shows how humor isn't just about laughs, right? It can actually influence identity, affection, how groups see each other or welcome someone in.
Definitely. That power of the committed bit, the shared understanding of the lie.
So maybe the final thought for you is what really strikes you about this? How a playful lie becomes this kind of shared story.
Yeah, think about it. Are there other times you've seen this happen? Where someone just sticking to a funny idea changed how people saw something?
Or maybe even in your own life, is there some running gag, some little absurdity you enjoy that's just waiting for its moment?
Could be. It suggests that sometimes the things that connect us most aren't the big serious truths, but these shared, delightful absurdities we commit to together.